Hi, we're standing here on the bank of the Passaic River, and even though it looks like a beautiful sunny day, you will notice once we take a closer look that there's lots of things that have started changing and happening in the surrounding areas. And these are all definitely signs of fall. The first thing we notice, and we're going to take a close-up look, is a lot of the leaves on these trees and these shrubs lining the bank have started to turn different colors. A lot of them were once bright dark green, now they're turning a yellowish, orange, brownish color. What ends up happening is they end up looking like that, and then a lot of those leaves end up falling onto the ground. That's because the days have gotten shorter, there's less sunlight, and they're definitely a lot cooler, and we know leaves and plants need lots of sunlight to continue growing. So because of that, these leaves, and this is a beautiful example right here, have started to wilt and die. Now, right in the middle of the river, you will notice there were once these beautiful green trees. Those trees are now completely bare up on top. Once again, those leaves have dried up and the wind has loosened them from the branches, so they have fallen down into the river. Now, a lot of the scenery, even though it's just the beginning of fall, will eventually start looking like this. But those trees that are really way up high, where they're getting a lot of that wind movement, have definitely lost a lot of those leaves, and those branches are left bare. Another thing you will notice happening in the environment, especially during the fall time, is the top of this river right here is usually filled with geese and ducks, and they usually have their young with them, especially when it's spring and summertime. If we take a closer look, there's only a few ducks and geese that are really still sitting up on top. A lot of these animals have now chosen to fly to warmer places for the winter because they know that right after fall, winter time is coming. And lastly, the biggest change you'll notice, especially in the fall time, and it's very evident along the Passaic River here, is we've had a very hot summer. A lot of hot, dry days and not a lot of rain. So the river itself is very dry. You will notice right along the river, right in the middle, there's lots of exposed rocks. There are, again, still a few animals that are sitting on top of those rocks. But this is another change that we notice happening in the fall. Once winter time comes and the snow starts falling, that snow will eventually melt and will start replenishing a lot of this water. So the river really won't have a lot of these exposed rocks. If I were to go in a little bit closer, you will notice there's really not a lot of fish that are in this area right now, again, because the water is just not deep enough for those fish. So those fish are in areas where it's a little bit deeper. And before the fall time, a lot of this right here, you weren't able to see. And what I'm talking about specifically is all the things that were underneath the green trees and the green shrubs. But as the leaves and shrubs and trees are dying, you will notice a lot of those things, especially pollution, being exposed on the ground. So next time that you're outside, take a closer look at your environment. Think about what are some of the changes that you're seeing, especially when it comes to changes in the season.